Well, hello, friends, and welcome back to DevTools Hacking, a series that just keeps going. So, today we're going to keep working on the IDE, and let me just show you that after last session, I went and I worked a little bit more on these split views. So now you can see that there's like a little focus rectangle in the active view. It's subtle, but there's like a touch of reddish brownish color at the around it, so you can more easily see which one is focused. And also the name of the file that's open is shown in bold while it has focus, so it's just another cue. And also I went and I made it so that if you have the same file open in two of these views, then you know, oh shit, I shouldn't have typed that. Um, if you do something here that's apparently not typing a C-style comment, then editors are synced. True. So this is pretty cool, and it even works sort of nicely. If you have selection in one, then you can still edit the other, and the selection stays. So they have independent cursors, independent selection, but they are synchronized regardless. So I think that's going to be a very useful feature. But anyways, so as you can see here, I'm opening up a bigger project now by default. It's the paintbrush project. And today I thought I would work on something that would be very useful when you're in a bigger project, which is some kind of command line that would let me, a keyboard accessible way of switching to a different file very quickly. So, oh, my phone is going buzz buzz. And yeah, so if you're familiar with how I use Queue Creator, then you know that I very often use this Control K locator down here at the bottom, which allows me to say stuff like main CPP, and it will just bring me to main CPP. Of course, I have a million main CPPs, but if I want to go to something, then it just allows me to quickly get there this way, and I think this is a lovely feature and something I would like to have in Hack Studio as well. Yeah, so that's, I guess, what I'm going to build today is just I guess, the start of a locator widget. And I like the way the Queue Creator puts it at the bottom. I've also used Xcode a lot, and in Xcode you kind of get a pop-up in the center. I like the Queue Creator version more, I guess. And I think I would also like it to be less of just a locator and more like a command line, but I'm not exactly sure how that would be. But like, I've always enjoyed using Vim, or VI for that matter. VI is okay. Vim has been nice to me. So I like the idea of having something like a command line. That doesn't mean that I want the editor itself to be modal, with insertion and command mode, but I like the idea of having a command line in this application where I could do stuff. Now, I'm not exactly sure how any of that's going to work, but today let's just build a thingy that sits at the bottom that I can type a file name into, and it will give me the ability to get to a file quickly. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. So let's start by going to DevTools, Hack Studio, and I guess we will call this the locator. I mean, yeah, let's just steal the name from Queue Creator, the locator. Someone asked me, by the way, on Reddit, I think, like, what's better about this IDE? Like, what is the advantage of this one above any other IDE? Like, why would you use this one? And the advantage, I said, is that this one is going to exist. There's no other IDE on the system right now, so I want to have one. So that's the first advantage. But really, like, I'm not trying to innovate with this IDE. I'm just trying to make something that just hits the sweet spot for me. And it's really the same philosophy as the whole system. I just wanna get to a place where I have something that feels really nice to me, and it doesn't have to be innovative or new. I like things that just work, you know. So that's what I'm going for. Just something that feels right to me, familiar but also convenient, like a car that you really like driving because you're used to it. I don't know what my point is. Let me just get to the program. All right, so locator. Let's see. So I guess the first thing is it's just going to be a simple widget that has like a command line. So that'll just be a text box, but we'll make this into a widget of its own. I guess we'll inherit from GWidget. So class locator. Oh, my C key is a little suspicious. GWidget. We can do locator CPP down here. Okay. Locator.h. Right. And all very unexciting boilerplate happening right now. It would be a nice feature to have in an IDE, actually. Like if I write out the class declaration, then I would just press a button and all of this would just appear in the CPP file. I know that some IDEs provide that, but they never quite do it the way I would like it to happen. Now I could probably learn how they work, but since we're building an IDE here, maybe we can just build one that works the way I would like from the beginning. Anyways, we're not doing that right now. That's a different type of thing, but we'll get there too. We'll get to all the things that we need. So when we construct this, we're going to put a text editor in here. So we're going to need a gText box, and let's also get a layout. Okay, so set layout, make gbox layout. We'll just make a plain vertical layout for now. And we will say that we will m text box is gText box construct. Okay. Sometimes I wonder if it would be nice to have a header that forward declares everything in libGUI, then you could just include that. That's just weird premature header optimization, and let's not do that. I don't know what I was thinking. So we're all good with the build. Now, QCreator places this down here in this like little awkward location, but since I would like this to be like more of a command line, or at least, develop into that over time, hopefully, I think maybe we should allocate a little bit more space for it up front. And we do have a whole row down here of just not entirely used space, so I could see why you would put it here, and then you would sort of, like they do here with the issues and search results, just essentially this tab here. But let's put it at the bottom. In Hack Studio main. So where do we make the outer splitter? It's here. So the outer splitter is If you don't remember, I barely remember. It's the, I guess it's the thing that keeps the project list on the left and the stuff here on the right. That's the outer splitter. So the outer splitter is a horizontal one. So we need to actually, if we want to put something below all of this, we're going to need to put the outer splitter in an even outer splitter. So the outer splitter, which sort of makes this outer splitter name dumb because I had a feeling this would happen. So I guess we can just call this the root splitter, or no, it's hard to name the splitters. Vertical splitter. Construct orientation vertical widget. And then auto outer container. I don't know, main splitter. This is kind of cheesy. I'll put it in the outer container. And the outer splitter. The outer container is going to be in the main splitter. So it'll be a G widget that we construct in the main splitter. And then we put the outer splitter in there, right? And that will free us up to put something more in the main splitter. We can put the locator in there. We can do it at the very end. It's not terribly important when we do it, actually. Maybe, I don't know, why don't we do it before we set up all the menus? Locator is... Oh crap, maybe the locator is a dumb name already if I'm going to call it the command line. But let's call it the locator. It's okay. It's alright. We don't even know what this thing is yet. So we'll discover it. Main splitter. Yep. Locator. So let's try to build this and just see that we get ourselves a locator. You didn't like that. Overloaded G widget is ambiguous. Well, I'm sorry. Did I do something silly? On line 87, I can't construct a G widget with main splitter as a parent. What if I do it that way? I guess it was ambiguous with the copy constructor. Why is that? It's weird. Well, anyways. Okay, this is not exactly the UI I was hoping for. Okay, so what did we forget? Widget has the... Oh, whoopsie. We did not need to add a... What was I even trying to do again? We didn't need that main splitter. We didn't need the outer container. Okay, let's just back this whole thing up. Because this stuff is already in a vertical layout, because we have the toolbar up top. Well, it is not going to look right now anyway, but the main widget already has a vertical layout. And first comes the toolbar, and then comes the outer splitter. So all we needed to do actually was just put the locator inside of the main widget. So that was a whole lot of unnecessary messing around. Let's just, where did I start on the menus? Here. Locator is make, no, locator, construct, widget. All right, that's straightforward enough. Oh. Okay, great. The locator is definitely way too big, but it's in the right place. So let's just say that we don't want to be much bigger, please. We'll say set size policy is fill fixed, and our preferred size is vertically 18. How do we feel about 18? Might be a little weird. Hello, friends. I almost always go with 20. I don't know why I said 18 this time. One more pixel above and below the text. I feel like maybe that would be just right. Yeah, see, 20 was good. Okay, so this will be our locator. So now when we type in here, we are going to do something with that. And I guess what we'll do is, if you type here, then we could show you like suggestions, essentially. Now the suggestions can go anywhere. And maybe doing the Xcode style thing where you just put some kind of overlay is not terrible. You could do the QCurator thing where you treat it sort of like a combo box that pops up. But I don't know which one I like. If you would put it up here instead, it would be very logical to have it just pop down like a regular combo. But I like it having it on the bottom. It just feels nice to have it at the bottom of the window somehow. So I want to be able to start typing pick and have picker tool suggested, right? Trickiest part. Where do we put the suggestions? Let's just put them. Let's put them right above, like QCreator does. So we're going to want to do a. We're going to want to pop open a window for this essentially, because that's what gComboBox does. If you're using the gComboBox widget, it just pops up a window containing a single list view to show the whatever the combo box alternatives are, or whatever you call those, the potential values. So let's do that. Let's have a window that we pop up. And window, we'll call it the pop-up window. And yeah, I think that's good. And then we can just show that if we have something to show. And then what are we going to show in that window? I guess we're going to need some kind of, we're going to need to show suggestions. So, and then we want to be able to click on those or keyboard navigate to those. And essentially you can keyboard navigate to them while the locator has focus. So like the locator has focus now here, right? And then I'm able to do up and down and it moves up here, but it's not this thing that has focus because it's part of this thing, if that makes sense. So that's the kind of behavior I want to do here as well. So for that, we're going to need to grab the keyboard events. And okay. Now, we'll have to sort this out, I think, with the text editor. So what are we going to do here? When you're typing into the text editor, we have to react the text box. So let's say mTextBox on change. We'll do like just call something like update suggestion or okay, and we'll put that here. Update suggestions. So at this point, we want to figure out what the suggestions are. So let's just start with that. Now we can get to the currently open project because it's we still only support having one project open. In the future, we're going to support maybe multiple projects. I'm not sure. But at the moment, there's one project and it's globally available, and it's extern ref footer project G project. So this is very hackish, but it is currently the way we get to the project. So here we would do for each text file. I think we can do that. And I guess if file name, contains, we'll say typed text is mTextBox text. If the file name contains the typed text, then we'll add this file name to the suggestions. So string suggestions. File.file name. All right. And then here we can just print out the suggestions we came up with just to test it out. So let's see, debug. I have suggestion size, suggestions. Yeah, it's just a string. All right, so that's interesting. Let's try it out. And text document has no name, file name. Well, I'm sorry. I guess it was name then. And act string has no contains. Well, let's just add that because this has bothered me before that act string does not have contains. And I mean, we're not going to implement like the world's best string within a string algorithm right now. Okay, type it, then you can talk, Andreas. Do something like that. And we'll just implement this some string. Actually, let's do a super simple version. So needle, I am the haystack, const string. Okay. And then callers can just convert to string, and then we don't have to worry about null termination or anything like that. So if return stir characters, needle characters. I guess, yeah, if it's not null, then we can convert it to bool. Yeah, right. So could be better, but will work. Because this is not a string searching video. This is a Hack Studio locator / command line / whatever video. But I was thinking a bit about this type of thing recently, and I think it's better to add an API that has a bad implementation and then use the API instead of doing something here. Like instead of me calling stir here to check if something contains something, I would instead add the API and then have the API do something cheesy internally, but then still use the API, because this is ultimately what I want the API to look like anyway later on. So it's easier to just add the right API now, because I can do a lame implementation and then come back to the implementation later and improve that. And then everyone who's been using the API benefits, instead of having to go run around the code base and find all of the places where I've been doing some inefficient string searching immersion variant thing. Anyways, I think that makes sense. Because I know I've been doing it the other way around sometimes, and I don't want to be doing that. Okay, so we need to get gwindow, it seems like. Okay, now build faster. You have Ccache. I know you can do this. See, this is what happens when you modify ActString, the ActString header, then suddenly you feel the pain of the Ccache being useless. Because everything includes string.h, basically. Everything from the GUI to the kernel. Although I mean, it's annoying now, but 99% of the time, it's amazing to have the same, like to have the ACK library in both the kernel and user space. It's so pleasant to have consistent code everywhere. So stir was not available in the kernel. That's sad. The kernel has its own little string function library. I guess it didn't have stir, so we'll just copy it in there. And that's not the end of the world. I guess I needed to stern comp. Oh, dang it. We don't have stern comp either. All right, let me just add stern comp. And was not declared in the scope. Stir. Okay, what's wrong with that? Ambiguating new declaration. Because it ends in throw? What? Okay, wait, who is in charge of this? It's supposed to return char, right? So where is stir? Returns char. So why are you upset about that? If dev kernel, please just undefined reference to stir. Well, didn't I add it to std_lib, the kernel? Oh, but I forgot to extern see it, right. Okay, finally. So let's see what kind of suggestions it can come up with for us. So we'll go here and we'll type P. Let me see the suggestions here. PIC tool.h. That's cool. It seems like it indeed suggests these nicely. And what if I start in the middle, like cur? Yeah, that works. Ill. Oh, I thought it had a fill tool, but I guess it was called something else. It was called bucket tool. Uck. Yeah, it totally works. Nice. All right, so let's actually show these in a GUI. So I guess we'll say we should make the window at some point. We can make it early actually. We can just G window construct popup window set window type G window type. I mean, what I really want is essentially like a frameless window. What the heck does G combo box do? I bet it's piggybacking on something like tooltip or something. Yeah. See? Damn it. Well, I guess I'm gonna do the same thing this time. And then at some point, we should probably go and heed this fix me. Should go and teach Windows Server about framelessness instead. But this is okay, because the tooltip window type, it doesn't mean anything other than here, just frameless window. It's just tooltip was the first type of frameless window that I added. So let's see, we want to say set rect, and it doesn't matter so much where we put it right now. I mean, these are just X and Y, it doesn't matter because we're not going to show it, but we'll say that we'll give it some size. So let's say 500 by 200 because numbers. Okay, and then when we update the suggestions, we'll say popup window show. And here we'll move to, and then we'll move it to just above where we want it to be. So that would be the locator's top left coordinate translated by the negative size of the pop-up window. So my top left coordinate, top left, translated by the negative height of the window. So in pop-up window height. Oh, and no X translation. Yeah. Let's just see how that works out. I'm going to want a keybind for jumping to this thing, by the way. Okay, well, it did not show up the way I wanted it to. Are you even here? No. Okay. Pop-up window. Why don't you show? What happens when you move to? We just move to set rect point and size. Okay. And then we show. Show doesn't do anything. Pop-up rect. Let's see what rect we ended up with here, because maybe I'm just not thinking. Aha. Right. Rect. The rect of the locator is always at 0, 0, so that's not helpful. And what we want is the screen relative rect. Because when you're placing a window, then window coordinates are always screen relative. They're never relative to parent window or owner or anything like that. Oopsie. Okay, see, now it's popping up here in a very sensible location. So I guess we should put a widget in there. So let's make a widget for that. Locator suggestion. I mean, at the moment we could just put them in a list view. Actually, let's start with a list view and then, or maybe a table view actually, but let's start by making a model and then we can show that model in there. Let's call it a suggestion model. Locator suggestion model. Public G model. Finale. Okay. And let me just grab these. Pop. And we will say, how many rows? That's the number of suggestions that we have, which is going to be just, you know, a vector of strings at the moment, because that's the kind of suggestions that we produce. But then ultimately we should have more sophisticated suggestions so that like it could know if is this a file or a symbol or something else, you know, like what kind of suggestion is it. But right now we're just going to suggest files, so we'll just go with strings. Column count. Let's say 2, because I want to put a little icon in the first column. So let's get rid of those column, row name and column name, who cares? Column metadata, who cares? And then the data. Update, we can just make empty. But the data, so if we're gonna need the index and role. So if role is role display, then we'll just grab the index, the suggestion here. So if it's display and if column, index column is, let's put this in an enum. So we'll have column name, I guess, return suggestion. Okay, so enum column icon name column count. All right, very sophisticated. And then we can do this here. Okay, and then if index column is column icon, then we'll return let's see. So let's just let's cache this bitmap somewhere. I just want to have that little cute file bitmap. So we'll grab graphics bitmap s file icon, and then let's make that static. That's not the most important thing in the world. I just want it to look nice, so we're gonna do that. S file icon. We'll do it like that. I think you can wrap. Yeah, you can wrap a graphics bitmap in a G variant. So we just need to lazy load it here. So if we haven't got the icon yet, then we'll say S file icon is graphics bitmap. Load from file. Res icon 16 by 16 file type unknown. PNG. All right. So I think we're good there. Now we just need to slap a list view into that window. So let's put that here. This is acting very much like the combo box at the moment, but I mean, actually, not list view, table view. This is very much like the combo box, but it is going to diverge as we build more sophisticated suggestions and stuff. But let's see, M suggestion view is G table view construct, and parent is null footer. And then the pop-up windows set main widget M suggestion view. Okay, nice and tidy. Okay, and table view. And then we just have to make one of these models. For that, we need a constructor. So that'll just be locator suggestion model vector of string suggestions. Okay, let's say explicit for that. And then here we'll make a model out of it. So we'll say M suggestion view set model. We'll make a new one on the fly here. Locator suggestion model. Move suggestions. Cool. A row count. Oh, well, that was silly. I forgot to say return. Can't not say return, come on. All right, so the width of these totally wrong. So let's fix that. We want to set the table view to automatic width sizing. What's the thing? Size columns to fit content. I don't love the name of this API. Set size to fit. Could probably come up with a better name for that. Set size columns to fit content, true. And then let's also get rid of the column headers because we don't have column names anyway. Set headers visible, false. Plop, ick. Aha. Pretty neat. And then this thing retains focus. That's so cool. Very diggable. I like it a lot. If you press escape, it should probably go away. So let's set that up. M text box on escape pressed. Here we'll just say M pop-up window hide. All right. And if you press escape, should we also clear what's in the thing? No, we can just hide it. Let's say locator. Let's see. I want to open this thing automatically when you press something. So where is that thing? Let's make a keybind. It's going to be Control K because I'm so used to Control K in QCreator. So we are doing the same here. Open locator action. G action create. Capital L locator. Yeah, why not? Here we'll say locator. Set focus. True. Maybe we can have an open function actually. And we can let the locator do some additional stuff if it feels like it. Oh crap, I forgot to actually bind the thing. Mod control TK. Aha! And let's see, where did we put that? Maybe in the view menu? I don't really know exactly where to put this. I'll put it in the view menu. Open locator action. All right. Oh, and we forgot to do something in open. Locator open, and I'm probably not going to need that key event that I thought I would actually. Or let's not get carried away. Open should set focus true, and if we have a if mtextbox is I was thinking if it's empty. If it's not empty, then we can also bring up the pop-up immediately. Let's see how that feels. Okay, so if I press Control K, then I need to give focus to the text box, not steal it for myself. Because the locator is just container of the text box, not the text box. So there we go. Ick. Tap. Ick. Escape. It goes away. Still has focus though. That's interesting. Tap, tap, tap. So then if I go here, I type ick, go away, I edit my code, and then Control K again, it brings the whole thing up. In this case though, I would like it to select everything so that I can start typing over it. So let's say when you do open, we'll do is select all if it's not empty. I think that would feel right. Yeah, let's try that. Okay, so boom. Yeah, this feels really good. Now let's make it react to the, or let's see if we can. I guess we want to be able to navigate the suggestions here, so let's make it react to up and down keys. And I guess we're really going to need to override the, we're going to need to hook the key events of the text box a little bit, so probably subclassing it is the easiest thing to do here. Let's just do that. Locator text box, final public gtextbox. Subclassing is really not tricky, and it allows you to like steal events before they get to the class that you're subclassing. And gtextbox is final. Well, it shouldn't be final. Oops, not you. Yeah, because I want to subclass you. Okay. So now we'll be able to say virtual void key down event gkey event. And we can actually do something custom. Private locator text box gwidget parent. Text box parent. Okay, and oh, maybe we can put this in line here actually. So what are we interested in? We're interested in upping and downing. So if event key is key up, then I guess we can just emit some. We can just invoke a hook. Actually, this will allow us to write the code in a nice way. On, up, pressed, and down press. Or on up, on down. That's pretty good. On up. What am I doing? Else if, and then just do on down like that. And then we construct this here. So we make a locator text box instead of regular text box. And after all of this gunk, we can also say mTextBox on up. Then we'll do mSuggestionView. We're going to modify the selection, right? So we want to set the selection to the index above the current one. So on suggestion view, selection, first, row -1. So let's make a new index actually. Auto gmodel index, new index. First we'll grab the current index, and then if new index is valid, new index set, no, we can't change the row of an index. Right, we have to make a new one. If it's valid, then we'll say new index is suggestion view model index new index dot row -1 column, and the rest of it doesn't matter, right? And if the new index is valid still, so if it was valid, otherwise it was not valid, then we gotta pick a different one. So new index is suggestion view model. I guess if you press up, we'll just pick the first one. So like row 0, whatever. We'll always fall back to that. And then we'll do that. And oh, and we think this is still a G text box because we didn't change this here. So locator text box. Let's do the same for on down, except we will go in the other direction. So row +1. Okay. Okay, ilog. Okay, so we definitely need to, like, the index gets all goofy. Why does it think it is valid? Create index row column. Oh, we don't actually validate the index. We have to validate it with we have to validate the index with the model. I was a bit confused, like why could you go past the end? Because it's not enough to just call is valid. That just tells you if it's like a null index or whatever, or a valid index. It doesn't check if the index is valid in the model that it comes from. So the index function actually allows you to create an invalid index. That doesn't seem right though. I feel like this should work a bit differently, but I don't want to pull on this thread right now. So instead, how does this normally work? Suggestion view model is valid. You can ask is valid index, right? So selection set. Okay, let's just leave this alone for now. I don't want to get into hacking on Gmodel at the moment. So we can just ignore this bug, and because what we really want to do here is like actually reacting to when you have a suggestion selected, you want to open that thing. So if you press enter, say, so on return pressed, then if m suggestion view selection first is valid, or let's say auto selected index is this. If it's not valid, then return. But if it is valid, then the file name should be suggestion view model data index selected index role display. And actually, we need to make sure that we are selecting the name column, not the icon column, because we have two columns. So select index here, we're going to have to say file name index, and then auto file name index is suggestion view model index for the row, selected index row with suggest locator suggestion model column name. Damn. All right. So now we should have the file name to string. And let's try to open file name. And open file is also a global that we need to open file const string. Okay. It's another thing that should not be a global function that you need to know about, but it should be done differently. But we are still prototyping very much. So ick, boom, look at that, it opens the picker tool. And oh shit, now this doesn't have focus anymore. So we should probably hide the pop-up when we do this. So when we do the open file, then we should, I guess we should call close on ourselves. So let's make a close function. And it would be void locator close. And we'll just say pop-up window hide. Okay. Boom. Look at that shit. If I go in this editor, focus this one, get me the spray tool. Haha! Damn, that's so cool. And yeah, we still see the fragment of what I was typing last time. Press Control K, brings it up. And I can also do this. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, we're gonna need it to scroll when we do that. Paintable widget. Man, that's so cool. I love it. let's commit some stuff. So let's do that string contains thing first of all, because that was a bit messy. Let's just get it out of the way. So git commit that crap. And the string contains string. This is not an. This is just a wrapper around stir for now. There are many good ways to search for a string within a string, but I'm just adding a nice API at the moment. All right, and then gTextBox, we made it so that it's not final. libgui, make gTextBox non-final. There's nothing wrong with subclassing gTextBox. And let's add the locator. Hack Studio. And start working on a locator. Much like Qt Creator has. Pressing Control K. Well, now open the locator command line at the bottom of the window. Right now, it can only be used to jump quickly to a file. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's all good. So let's make the thing scroll when we press up and down. So I guess when we set the selection here, we should do scroll into view on the new index orientation vertical scroll, and we'll do the same for up and down both. I think maybe it's just that simple. That didn't exactly work the way I hoped. Oh, wait. Oh, because it gets to the bottom. Okay. It was all good. So it does work right. I love this stuff so much. It's so cool. Obviously, this thing should have like a focused appearance. It doesn't at the moment. Oh, you can do this too. That's so nice. Double clicking should work also, by the way. There are many little things to fix about this, but like we're off to such a good start here. Scroll the locator when scrolling past the end of it. Past the end when scrolling. Locator when pressing up, down. Locator suggestions if needed when pressing up, down. Scroll the locator suggestions when navigating with arrows. Okay. Well, let's make it double clickable also. So essentially, that's the same as this. So let's see. That would be so I have to go down here actually in suggestion view on activation. We get an index, and then I guess we can make a little helper for this. So we'll say open suggestion index. And this will be here, open suggestion capture this. That's going to go away. Oh, okay, so it has to be a member. Member is fine. Void locator, oh, suggestion, const g model index. We'll essentially do this. So if we press return, then we will open suggestion selected index. And here we open the activated index. Yeah, right. And this will just be here. Okay, open suggestion, da 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 da. Wait, what was wrong with that? Oh, right. By the way, now I can tell that I don't need this key down event. I don't know what I was thinking with that one. I guess I didn't realize I could just subclass the text box. Pool tool. Tap, tap, tap. Tap, 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 tap. And then if we double click spray tool, click, click, it opens. So very pleasant. I love it. This is just too cool. All right, so this one was making it possible to double click, right? Hack Studio. Allow opening a locator suggestion by double clicking it. Okay, and let's get rid of the key down event. After all that hemming and hawing, goodbye. Hack Studio, remove unnecessary locator key down event. So I was kind of thinking that these icons, we could do like one icon for CPP, one for H, for instance, like they could be different icons. That would be kind of nice. Maybe let's do that right away, because why not? Come here, cutie cute. Oh, hello, me. Looking behind the fourth wall there. Let's do a new one that's 16 by 16, and actually let me grab base res icon 16 by 16 file type unknown, because we're going to want to start off with this one anyway. So we'll just duplicate this, and then we will draw. Oh, no, that's not what I want. I want this new layer. I'm going to draw on top of it. I think I like this color right here, so I'll use that. And then we'll type with my pen tool here. See, is this big enough? See, p. How does that look? It's kind of hard to see, actually. It's kind of hard to CPP. Maybe we will draw it a little bigger. So we'll make it like, maybe like that. C, P. I don't know. This is not beautiful at all. I don't love it, but but maybe it will be tolerable. Let's see how we can make it turn out. What am I trying to do? Layered image size. CPP, something like that. Nope, not like that. Still looks really goofy. Let me put a background on it just so I can get a feel for what it's like. Where's the color editing tool thing? Okay, what the heck? Where are you? Are you over here? Oh, Jesus. Give me Cocoa. Okay. And then turn off the annoying layer boundaries. Maybe we can work with this. Let's just also grab a slightly darker of this. Like some saturation out. All right, and then we can just use this to, I don't know, do a little bit of an effect. I didn't like that effect. Something like that, maybe. Okay, why don't we do a little bit of highlight as well? If we're doing this anyway. This might look like ass, actually. I don't think I'm overdoing it. Also, why am I calling it CPP when it's C++? Like, I could just say C++ directly. That would be nicer anyway. So C plus... Oh, that's kind of a nice effect in the end. Okay, let's have a do-over. Just keep these two colors. Wow, I don't normally do this feeling like I have to make good time. Something... Maybe we can do it like that. No, I don't like that. C plus, and maybe we can put them together like that. That looks kind of neat. And then maybe that's neat enough, actually. Let's try one of those where we just put some shadow on the right. Why don't we, let's see, where's the brightness contrast? Hit me with the brightness. Hit me with the contrast. Okay. It's not so bad. It's not so bad. Do we need that pixel? No, looks better without it. All right, let's roll with this. So we'll call it file type CPP C++. That's nice. We'll save that, and then let's also make a one for the header. So let's use the same colors, but we'll just shift the hue. There's a wonk. Drag it all the way over to the red area over there, and then we can make a new layer where we just say H is for header. Maybe just that simple. Okay, these are not perfect by any means, but I kind of think that they do work. So I'm gonna have these for now. File that header. It does look a little bit awkward, but I just want to have something. So let's put these in there. Let's see, then for S file icon, we'll say C++ icon and header icon. C++. If suggestion ends with .cpp, if it ends in H, we'll return the S header icon. Oh, and otherwise we'll just return the S unknown icon, the file icon. So we should have kept the original. And let's just set these up somewhere else. So as icon. Let's see here. When we first create the locator, we can just say file icon, C++ icon, and header icon. Okay, let's try it out. Boom. That's adorable. It's so cool. Wow. I really like this. This is too cute. Box. Yeah, it has warts. It has little strangenesses, but it is too cool. Make file, still not. It's case sensitive. It should be case insensitive. There's a million things to fix, but I think we're going to be happy here for today. So I'm going to say Hack Studio. Oh, wait, we got to also add the icons. Base res. Res is for resources, by the way. Hack Studio. Add little icons for C++ and H files. This makes it easier to tell them apart in locator suggestions. Cool. Man, this whole thing just puts me in such a good mood. It's too much fun to hack on this. But everything is too much fun to hack on. Like, this is the best project I've ever worked on in my whole life. No joke. Because it's just so full of such fun things. Palette widget. Boom. Here we are. All right, so I think this is going to be it for today's video. So if you made it this far, then I thank you for watching, for hanging out. And I hope you saw something interesting here. And I hope you're enjoying the DevTools hacking series so far. I know I am. And I know that there's going to be some boring, just setting up GUI videos and stuff happening, and then other times it's going to be more interesting, but I'm trying to show like a realistic portrayal of like everything that I have to do. Of course, I do some stuff offline, but I try to do the interesting stuff in the videos, and while also taking care to show some of the less interesting stuff, because that's important too. Yeah, so it's nice to work on this. It is fun, too much fun. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.